More rain tonight could cause a few flooding problems. We'll have your hourly forecast.
This slide behind me in Harlan County is just one of the many issues caused by heavy rain and wind. Coming up, I'll tell you why officials declared a state of emergency.
A store in Whitesburg was stolen from over the weekend. Straight ahead, hear about it's not just the fact that people were stealing as cars drove by, it's the fact that they seemingly got a kid to participate in the act.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
The weather is about to change again. Today began with heavy rain and a few flooding issues, but by the afternoon we had a record-breaking high. It's still a severe weather alert day, though, due to the possibility of more heavy rain tonight. Chief Meteorologist Andrew Dockery is breaking it down for us. Andrew?
Yes, Steve, you said it best. It's been a nice day after the rain this morning, but now we continue to look at another round of rain and that cold front working through. Right now, clouds increasing over in Whitesburg. Temperatures, they're in the upper 60s to lower 70s, and we look out to the west. That's where that cold front continues to slowly work in. It's not going to be heavy rain for everyone, but there is the possibility of some decent rain and even some localized high water issues. 31 degrees for tonight. High temperatures for your Friday at midnight with a southwesterly wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Steve will break down what that cold front will do for your weekend coming up in a few short minutes.
All right, thank you, Andrew. A state of emergency is declared in Harlan County as a result of heavy rains. A large mudslide blocked Kentucky 72 early today. Wind in the area also caused problems for people living in the county. WYMT's Connor James has more on the nasty morning of weather.
Early morning mudslides.
It's very messy today.
Trees crashing into power lines.
A lot of headache.
A lot of trouble.
A lot of headache.
High water levels in creeks and rivers.
So it's just nasty conditions.
High winds and heavy rain made their mark in Harlan County Thursday. A mudslide along Kentucky 72 brought out Nola Sizemore and her son Roger.
It's weakened the mountain structure and caused a mudslide.
And left folks like Brandon Marlowe.
Well, they're giving more rain tonight, downpour, so I'm hoping mudslides that's already going on, I'm hoping they don't get worse than what they are.
Worried about what might be in store.
But just mud everywhere's out running across the road.
Mud on the roads and trees on the power lines.
Yeah, we had several trees that fell.
Crews working all morning to clear those trees.
And it's cut the juice to the power.
All due to heavy, and I mean heavy winds.
Heavy.
I know I actually had a tree last night that came down on my property.
And in the meantime,
light some candles, you know. That's about the only thing to do.
People in this Little Creek community just hope.
Hopefully. We'll see what happens, I guess.
For a break from Mother Nature's torrential rainfall. In Harlan County, Connor James, WYMT Mountain News.
Judge Executive Dan Mosley cites the reason the state of emergency was called was due to the slide impacting close to 300 people. Also tonight, there is a slide on Kentucky 7 near Topmost in Knott County. State highway officials say a crew is on the way. It appears the slide is still active and could even get worse. Officials say there are huge trees in the slide and tree cutters will need to help in the morning before mud and rock is moved. They urge everyone to be careful in that area. The effect of all this rain is being felt in Laurel County too. Police closed a handful of roads this morning after they became covered in water. All have since reopened as the water has gone down and it's dried out some. They say it only takes a few inches of water to make it dangerous for drivers. Police tell us they will continue to monitor the roadways tonight as more rain moves through. They say there is a chance more roads could close. Last year on the 4th of July, you might remember this, Johnson County was hit with an unexpected microburst and it damaged parts of downtown and even one local church. The steeple that sat on top of First Baptist Church of Paintsville was ripped off by the high winds. Luckily, that was the only damage to the building. On Tuesday, crews from Campbellsville brought a new steeple to put back on the roof. Pastor Seth Carter says this has been an opportunity to brag on God because the storm and the way the steeple fell could have been a lot worse, but he's glad to have this part of the church back.
things have still been the same without the steeple. We've been able to worship and go right on, but to have the steeple, it's like a beacon of hope in our community. There's been so many comments from people outside of our church family who just said, I'm so happy that you guys have the steeple back. It just means so much.
Carter also said the same company that built the old steeple 50 years ago built the new one too. The follow-up to a lead in a missing persons case left crews with few answers. Members of the London Laurel Rescue Squad were in Loyal today. That's in Harlan County. Investigators say they were helping search a creek. Now, they would not tell us who they were searching for, but again, nothing was found. Sunday night, many were home watching the New England Patriots become 6-time Super Bowl champions. But others were out committing crimes. A store in Whitesburg had donated items stolen from their front doorstep, and now they're wanting to know who did it. WYMT's Will Puckett has more.
It was a brazen crime.
It took a lot of courage for them to do it. You know, they may not have, I don't know what they were thinking.
Courage to steal from a store that sits right across the street from City Hall and the police.
You know, you're right across the road from the police department and the fire department. I mean, there's somebody always here.
But beyond that, the people they were stealing from are trying to help people who need it most.
They provide a good service to the community, to the people of the city, to the people of Letcher County.
Now, this isn't the first time they have dealt with people stealing. Items left out front get taken all the time, but this time, it's different. On this occasion, you can see an adult get out of this car, only to be followed by a child, something that the owner, who lives out of state, says is the most disturbing. She says God will take care of those who stole from them.
We do ask that, that you come forth, let us know who you are.
And they'll pursue charges to hopefully teach everyone a lesson. In Whitesburg, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
Police believe the car involved is a silver, newer model Chevy Malibu, Impala, or Cruze. Anyone with information is asked to call police. Today we learned the name of a victim in a deadly crash in Whitley County. That crash happened yesterday morning on Kentucky 92 near the McCreary County line. Police say an armored truck ran off the roadway and overturned. The driver, who's been identified as 59-year-old John Atkins, was killed in the crash. A passenger in the truck was also injured. One family will wait for their loved one's accused killer to head to trial. Elwood 6 faces a manslaughter charge. Investigators say he killed Rodney Stepp in 2017. Today, a judge delayed his March 18th trial until June 17th. Today, we learned the name of a man killed in a crash Tuesday. Police say 72-year-old Ronald Metcalf died in that accident. Investigators say it happened when a minivan and Jeep Ranger collided on US 421 in Clay County. No charges were filed. For the Letcher County Sheriff, his afternoon began with trying to serve a child support warrant in the Cremona community, but that quickly changed and ended with 3 arrests. There, Sheriff Mickey Stein says they found thousands of dollars in cash, meth, pills, and needles. He also says one man even jumped out a window and tried to run off.
We've had several complaints over the first 30 days that I've been in office of this resident selling meth. Yes. But no, we didn't intend on finding all this today.
Police arrested Sammy and Ruth Atkins and Jeremy Ritchie on drug charges and outstanding warrants. Stein says $3,000 and 18 grams of meth were taken from the home. Officials are still searching for Victor Brock, who they say he's the one who jumped out of the window when they arrived. A Knox County grand jury indicts a man on 4 counts in relation to child sex crimes. In September, police said Jerry Lee Smith used Facebook Messenger to have sexual conversations with a disabled 11-year-old girl. Troopers say Smith exchanged inappropriate pictures with the girl. It is a parent's worst nightmare, getting a phone call that your child won't be coming home from school. That's the reality for the parents of Bailey Holt and Preston Cope. Both were killed in a shooting last year inside Marshall County High School in western Kentucky. Today, their parents continued their fight to keep other families from experiencing the same tragedy. They are backing Senate Bill 1, designed to improve school safety across the Commonwealth. Hillary Thornton has more on the bill.
Nothing will ever fix what happened to these families. Nothing will bring their kids back. The best we can do is to do everything we can to make sure it doesn't happen again.
An emotional Senator Danny Carroll introducing two families from his home of Marshall County, both experiencing unexplainable loss about 1 year ago.
It's a call that no parent needs to receive.
January 23rd, 2018 is a day Jason and Secret Holt and Brian and Teresa Cope say they relive every single day.
I feel that God is using this evil that happened to Bailey and Preston and somehow turning that into good.
Part of that good, they believe, is through Senate Bill 1, sharing their story in hopes of creating a safer future for children throughout the state. If passed into law, creating a state school security marshal to make sure everyone is in compliance and following good practices. It would also improve the training of school resource officers and require certain personnel to have annual active shooter training. Additionally, implementing more school resource officers and mental health professionals.
Everyone involved in this discussion agrees that there is a big question mark looming over how exactly they will fund everything this bill is calling for. The parents say, simply put, they must find a way.
I'm counting on you guys. We can go through and protect our government buildings, our airports, our sports stadiums. Why are we not protecting our kids? They're more important than anything. This is the future of our state, our country.
In Frankfort, Hillary Thornton, WYMT Mountain News.
The bill committee did vote to move the bill on with some minor changes. It will be heard by the full Senate tomorrow. Emergency regulations signed by Governor Matt Bevin earlier this year may have violated state statutes. That's according to an opinion issued today by the Attorney General's office. The emergency order limited the public's access to the Capitol. The Attorney General's office says there was no, quote, imminent threat that would have made the changes necessary. It also could lead to violation of the Kentucky Open Meetings Act.
We continue to watch the cold front out to the west. That brings the rain chances, the cloud cover, and the cooler temperatures. Your headlines, well, the rain arrives tonight, some snow possible on the backside, and then the sunshine for your Saturday. That's coming up in 3 minutes.
Then after weather, Johnson Central is throwing it back tonight to before the school was founded. We'll explain. Plus the inspirational story of how one homeless woman is trying to get back on her feet.